It's now 17 to 5, Jazz Radio 94.1 FM. And Tania Kernaghan is one of Australia's great singers. She comes from a musical family, often referred to as the country music dynasty, but she recently recorded a couple of the Gershwin standards with the Adelaide Symphony Orchestra, which demonstrated her great versatility as a vocalist. And Tania's here in the studio. Tania, thanks very much for joining us this afternoon.
Well, it's great to be here, John. Thanks for having me.
It's a pleasure, and I believe that you're a big fan, maybe a closet listener to Jazz Radio 94.1.
Well, I'm proud to tell the whole world that I listen to 94.1, and in fact it's the first station that gets flicked on in the mornings when I'm having my breakfast, and I attribute my thriving maidenhair fern to your great music.
Yeah, well, that's a great thing. We should use that in our advertising, actually, that the music is good for plants.
Well, it is, John. I put my maidenhair in the sink about two or three times a week. I fill it up and let it drink up as much as it wants, but it's really important that while it's having a drink, it listens to 94.1 and it just seems to perk up, it looks happy, and, it's doing great business, so thank you, 94.1.
Well, that's a great plug for us for a start. Now, as a country singer, you get to travel extensively around Australia and all those festivals and events. You must see some amazing things in your travels.
Oh, I do, and I've been travelling now recording music for the last 15 years and making albums, and in fact I'm just about to release my greatest hits CD along with a DVD, and the DVD talks about a lot of those days when we were travelling with Mum and Dad in the cars and caravans and tripping around Australia, and right through to making my records and right up until today. But there's always a character and there's always someone interesting when you're travelling out west, and I find those kind of people and the landscape of Australia very much an inspiration when it comes to my songwriting.
Well, I guess music would have been in your blood from a very early age, with your family all very much involved in music.
Oh, yes, certainly. And I remember being about 4 years old, getting up on a bar stool in Albury where I grew up and singing in the beer gardens. I think it was a song called Daddy Don't You Walk So Fast.
Ah, yes, remember it well. No, who had a hit with that?
Oh, I can't remember. I know some of your listeners will remember, but anyway, I sang that song and then I got a few claps, and then I went home and learnt another song, which was I'll Be Your Long-Haired Lover from Liverpool. And Mum and Dad took me back the next week, I think, and I was really getting this taste for music. So, my brothers Lee and Greg and my sister Fiona, we had a little band called Angels and the Blue Devils when we were kids growing up, and we'd travel around all the CWA halls and playing for the pensioners and their Christmas parties and special Mother's Days and Father's Day events. So it was something we did from a very early age, but I couldn't think of doing anything else, John.
Well, I was talking to another singer on the weekend about whether specialists in a particular vocal style can move from one genre to the other. Well, you've done that. You've recorded 2 superb Gershwin songs. Do you feel like you'd like to record more of the standards?
Oh, I'd love to do a whole album of standard songs. I just love the music so much, and I guess country music is in my blood, but it's closely followed by jazz and blues, and but I think my voice is very country, so I don't think I can sort of compete with the people like Suzanne Clocher and some of our wonderful local singers here. They're amazing. I really enjoy listening to their music, but I'll give it a go, and I gave it a go, as you said, with the Gershwin song, a couple of songs I did a few years ago with this Adelaide Symphony Orchestra, and that was amazing. So and I've just recently recorded a song with the Tasman Discovery Orchestra for a song that my sister and I had written together called Believe in Angels, and that one was really written for Angel Flight, for who I'm a patron for, and we've got a big event coming up in a couple of weeks to raise money for Angel Flight.
Well, we'll talk about that in a moment, but I've got a track from one of your Country Meets Gershwin, is that what it was called?
Yeah, it was when I was with the ABC record label, and they decided to get a bunch of their country artists and sing Gershwin songs, and that's how it sort of came about. So we put an album together and went down and launched it in Adelaide with the Symphony Orchestra. It was just a wonderful night, and it was the first time in rehearsals that I'd ever forgotten the words of my song, because I was so in awe of the magnificent, I think it was a 60-piece orchestra playing, or maybe more people in fact on that night, but I just was taken away by their beautiful playing, and in the rehearsals I thought, oh gosh, where am I up to? It sounded so good.
Well, Tania, here we are with I've Got a Crush on You, Tania Kernaghan. Tania Kernaghan and the Adelaide Symphony Orchestra, I've Got a Crush on You, one of the great Gershwin songs. And if you're just joining us, Tania's here in the studio, and Tania, that was just wonderful.
Well, thanks, John. It takes me back a little while, but it was a wonderful experience and opportunity to record that track.
Well, we'd like to hear more of them. The joint's going to be jumping all the way to the bush when one of Australia's finest jazz combos entertains passengers aboard the inaugural Queensland Rail Outback Jazz Train, and that's coming up very soon in early April, and you're going to be part of that, our sponsor. Tell us all about it.
Well, I'm going to be meeting the jazz train. It goes from Brisbane to Barcaldine, and it sort of kicks off an annual event we have raising money for Angel Flight. It's called the Outback Trailblazers 4-Wheel Drive Challenge. Anyway, that event is starts on the 18th of April, and we travel for about a week throughout Western Queensland, raising money and doing some quirky things along the way. But the jazz train is a little bit special because we haven't done this before, and it really is the giving people the opportunity who love jazz music to go out to Barcaldine and be a part of the Queensland Rail's Outback Jazz Swing Festival and Jazz and Swing Festival, and followed by a big party that night called the 52nd Street in the Alice, dinner and entertainment. And it's going to be a terrific event, and I believe Queensland Rail have put on more carriages just to accommodate the amount of people that want to go out there and be part of it.
Yeah, you can still get seats on this train. I'll give you the number for details. Queensland Rail Travel 1800 627 655, and there are going to be some great musicians on the train. They'll be performing on the train. Tell us about those.
Oh, well, Galapagos Ducks founding member Willie Qua, he'll be there playing keyboards along with Will. Now, let me say this correctly. Sargasson?
No. Will Sargison.
Oh, Will Sargison. Sorry, Will.
Will Sargison, and Will be on the keyboards.
Yep, and Cole Atkinson on bass and vocals. They'll be aboard the Spirit of the Outback train going out there. Oh, gosh, I can't imagine how much fun this is going to be.
Yeah.
And it's, as I said, it's a 4-day event. It's 4 days and 3 nights. Queensland Rail have all the package information available, but it's departing Brisbane on Saturday the 21st of April, and it includes 2 nights, return, twin share accommodation on board the Spirit of the Outback, all meals and entertainment, and overnight stay in Barcaldine in a very good motel out there. But I've got to tell you, John, on the Saturday night when people arrive out there, I mean, there's not just the jazz train entertainment coming out there. Once you get to Barcaldine, there'll be buskers in the street. There'll be and there's a prize money for the best busker too of $1,000. Everybody's welcome to participate in that, and also there'll be goat races, a silent movie, and on the Saturday night a dinner dance down at the 52nd Street. Now, this is held on the Alice River at the 52nd telegraph pole that leaves Barcaldine. So if you count 52 telegraph poles from Barcaldine out to the river bed, you'll get to the 52nd, and apparently rumour has it that this is where the young fellows used to take their dates and girls out to watch the ducks fly backwards, as they say, many years ago.
As they say. Well, it's going to be a wonderful event. And Tania, it's been great having you in the studio this afternoon, and we're looking forward to some more of your CDs singing the standards and more jazz classics. And of course, you can listen to them all on our station along with your plant every morning. And I'll give you the number again for Queensland Rail Travel, 1800 627 655, station sponsor. Tania, thanks again, and we hope you can come into the studio again sometime.
Oh, look, I'd love to come in, John, and maybe we can talk more music, more great local entertainment, and it's just truly keep the great work up to you and all the team here. Your music is fantastic, and just keep doing what you're doing because it's just terrific.
Thanks very much. That's Tania Kernaghan. The time now, 3 minutes away from 5 o'clock, taking us to the news, Herb Alpert.